All right, what's up, traders? Mike here with the watch list video for Tuesday, November 26th. Looks like the SPY went up and hit all-time highs today and then sold off a bit, but overall, really strong market. Reminder, the market's closed Thursday and closes at 1 p.m. on Friday, so this is typically a low-volume week. But still, there's some good trades to be had out there, so if you can make it in one of these days, even if you're having vacation time, you ought to try. Let me throw this up for new members. Please pause the video and read that. It's a good description of what we're all about. Let me give a couple hat tips like I always start these videos with. QMCO was on the watch list. There's that massive move today. I'm going to show you 5-minute candles. And this gray part, most of you already know, is pre-market. Nicholas gave the 1550. It topped out right here. The opening candle at 1562. Put in an inside fives that I'd mentioned over the mic at 1518. Anyway, Nicholas's idea was back through 1550, which is about where my cursor is. And look what happened after it. It went to 27.28. The stop was over $1 risk, but that doesn't really, the stop was right down here below the previous candle, but it never came close to stopping out. And even if you're risking $1 or more, and then, you know, you have a stock like QMCO, you don't really, when it moves, what did it move? 15, moved over 12 bucks. You don't really care about that dollar too much anymore. So great post by Nicholas. And he also posted XCUR over this early high. We noticed that the opening 5-minute candle topped at the half number 2250. He called it back through that, which happened right there. And my God, it went to almost 32. It basically went up 10 bucks. So some great calls by Nicholas. Let me go back to the daily charts, and we're going to talk about what we're watching for tomorrow. Oh, real quick, UAVS also, if you hung out in after hours, this was crazy strong today. I gave a couple ideas in it as far as pullbacks. I don't know if it ever gave a very clean pullback, but I know some folks found a way in. When it was somewhere around here, I had mentioned that over 522, which is a high on the daily, this thing looked really good, and when it broke through that, it went all the way up pretty quick. And I'll show you what I mean by 522. That was about a week ago. Topped out at 522 right there, and I just said this daily chart's going to look good, and it's a tiny float, and I called it a ZNGA sympathy, which is how we found that anyway, because ZNGA was just ripping, and it's a drone play as well. So this is definitely a space to watch. I will be watching these two all week for potential setups. And I think the group's doing a great job of identifying the stuff that's in play. Let me go back to UAVS real quick. I don't know if I mentioned, I said it, called it in after hours. I don't think I went over it. I went over it in chat a little bit ago. Anyway, it had topped out at 623. So in after hours, it tops out at 6, pulls back, and then ZNGA starts ripping. Kevin P pointed that out. So my brain went straight to its sister stock, UAVS again, and it was probably trading at 585 at the time. And I typed in chat, I like this back through 6 because it had topped at 6 in pre-market, and you had a potential catalyst of 623 from the intraday high, right? And you get the 6 break and pretty quickly to 679. I think I made more on that trade than I did trading this intraday. So that was a neat little after hours trade. Sometimes it's worth hanging out in after hours. All right, so anyway, let me do these in the order I've got them written. DXYZ, there's really no chart setup here. It's just a strong stock recently, but I feel like it needs to come in for a couple days. I didn't see a lot of great chart setups, but there's certainly some in-play stocks, and I would say the same about QMCO. It's stupid extended, but we're going to watch it, right? Because we're day traders, and things are moving a lot farther than you'd expect on a lot of these, so it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. You guys know I'm not in anything overnight, so PDYN, also in the drone space, I think with RCAT, right? Had that huge rip on Friday, then gapped up today and sold off. But it's in an in-play sector, and it's certainly a strong stock, although it had to come in some, and I'm kind of glad it did today, so I'm going to watch it tomorrow. HIMS, another one that's really extended. When this was down here below 20, after earnings, had earnings somewhere in here, I don't know, or had some bad news and just tanked, I would have been shocked if you'd have told me it would be at new highs for the year in about a week, but it is, okay? But anyway, it's really extended. I'd like to see it come in for a couple days, but I think there's a lot of shorts in the name, so we are going to watch it. Kodak, K-O-D-K, big volume, closing well off its highs, goes on a chart. JOBY, another one, really extended, but goes on a chart. It usually runs with ACHR. Had a nice call on that one today. There, I took a screenshot earlier of this call. I pointed out it was really strong. These are 5-minute candles intraday. I pointed out to the chat room, there's my post, ACHR, VWAP, and yellow line spot. I know that's not very technical sounding, but you guys in chat know what I mean. And those two lines were right near each other. I got filled at 744, and when it got back near high of day, I sold for 784. So 40-cent move, but very strong. Strong area, I guess, to watch. It's a good setup, I guess what I'm trying to say. A strong setup for a pullback on a strong intraday stock, right? I love when at least two of the lines we watch, two of the support lines are near each other. That makes the setup, I would argue, a little more powerful. Anyway, so that was fun too. So anyway, ACHR extended, but it goes on watch along with, I guess I already said, JOBY. And then let me crank through the rest of these. ZENA, crazy strong. As I'm talking to you now, it's trading at 780 in after hours. UAVS and any other drone, UAVS, any other drone plays you can think of, probably all ought to be on watch. UAVS definitely goes on watch too. Rivian, electric car maker, I think they had settled, lawsuit settled between Tesla and them, and it got a nice pop, so maybe it follows through tomorrow. KULR, penny stock, closed at 79 cents, topped at 85. It's getting right back up near that 85 level right now in after hours. I'm not much for trading stuff under $1, but this one could have a follow-through day tomorrow. And then I'm going to throw BTCT just back on bounce watch. A little bit of a bottoming tail today, and if Bitcoin catches a bid, this one had a crazy move back here and a nice secondary move right there. All right, anyway, I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the pre-market. Anyone that wants to show up with me in pre-market, help me build a gap playlist. Have a good night.